It's like old times. It's crazy. Okay. It's 2026. It's a new year. I'm getting old. I'm feeling old. I've been just feeling more my age than usual, like health-wise. Like I partied like last week and I got so sick after. Like I was like, damn, like what is happening to my body? And I also got like white hair, so I'm like, what's going on? I wish I had a mic, like in my podcast. I've had this like lingering thought to myself, and I've been trying to practice it. It's, you know, that you can reinvent yourself as many times as you want. There are a lot of aspects of reinvention, you know. First off, there's change, obviously. There's experimentation. You know, your girl loves a good experimentation with anything. Makeup, my hair, clothes, a new look, a new identity. Now I'm a, tennis girl. There's trial and error. You know, part of that is also taking chances. Another thing is letting go, for sure. So I feel like this stemmed from posting my 2016 post. Anyway, and I was reading the comments, and it's mostly like, oh my god, like this is the version we love of you, you know? It's kind of like a weird psychological experiment. It was for me, in my case. It brought me back, one, to like a time where I feel like I was such a different person. Yeah, it opened my eyes to this idea of reinvention, and that, you know, anyone's free to do that anytime they want to. Yeah, but I feel like I've been perceived as someone who sort of had a plan for herself all the time, like knowing her next move, what she wanted to do, and you know, I feel like that's just one part of me. It's not my whole being. I can say I am the type of person who wants to do or at least try everything once, all at once, everywhere, every time. You know, I want to experience as much as I can, learn as much as I can from people, or even life experiences that may not even be so great. I like exploring different paths, like taking some side quests that are like out of the blue. And you know, that always makes me happy. Isn't that everyone's goal, just to be like satisfied and happy? You know, I feel for me that's mine. And I feel like that's what kept me going for so long. It's like, what's the next thing? What can I do next? What can this make me feel, you know? I have my brows back, by the way. Ito na talaga siya. Like, that's what it is. And, you know, one of my most recent outlets of happiness, and one of my new side quests is, of course, starting a podcast. And I've been super enjoying it, of course, with my sister, Laura. But also thank you so much for the incredible feedback. I'm so happy you guys enjoy. I'm gonna just apply a little bit of this CC cream because I'm so white. But anyway, yes, I'm wearing this to tennis. Silly. Just want to try this brush. One of my favorite people on earth, Kendra, happily sent this to me. But it's from Dala and Tony Sia. Gorge brush. But anyway, starting a podcast made me actually remember the feeling of doing something just for the fun of it and like out of love, and just revamped how I felt about making something. And I'm so happy I did it, and I'm still doing it, and I'm never gonna shut the fuck up, Oh, you should have done my brows after. I love this brush. Bakit may shine yung boobs ko? Anyway, speaking of podcasts, I also love actually listening to podcasts, and of course everyone loves Mel Robbins, and I freaking love her. If she had a tour, shit, call me. I wanna freaking watch it here in the Philippines. Anyway, but yeah, she said something in one of her episodes. When I heard it, I was like moved. Cringe is the price you pay for growth. And I was like, fuck, that's so true. It's so annoying because, it's easy to hear your friends or your family say like, just do it, gawin mo na yan, kaya mo yan. Like, I think I need Mel Robbins to tell me that. Like, so, thinking about that, I'm like, shit, so I can't avoid that discomfort is really part of the process. Like, I'm like, I really have to deal with it. It could mean anything, like even just doing a chore. It's like, I have to clean my dog's shit again, but it's a part of having a really clean house. Like being in a space that doesn't smell like shit, I don't know if I'm making sense right now. And she's completely right, it made me think like, I've proven that to myself over and over again, and I don't think I realized it in the moment, going back to my 2016 self. And somewhere along the way, I think I forgot how to do things purely for the love of it, and it sucks, I feel like that's also part of getting old. That naive, ballsy part of like your youth, slowly turned into caring too much, or thinking about being perceived a certain way, and it's a build-up of things, as you grow up. Oh my god, that's so sad. I think that's where I lost a bit of joy making content. I think it just mirrors what I consumed as well, like the people I followed. Not naming names here, but a lot of content became such transactional content. Like, in a way, it was just so repetitive and like kind of lost substance for me. That's why I started listening to podcasts, because I was getting dumber and dumber on fucking TikTok and Instagram, but I'm just kidding. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, content just became content for a while, I didn't really listen to people anymore. I became a robot scrolling on my phone. Oh my god. My face looks fucking crazy. In the mirror. What the fuck? Girl, that's why I don't do get ready with me while I speak, because what the fuck? And I feel like when you're a content creator or just anyone online, I feel like you don't jump into this type of industry thinking those thoughts, like, okay, why am I going on to this? Who am I gonna speak to? Who are, you just do it because you love doing it. And sometimes forget, like, if you're actually adding value to anyone's lives. Yeah, I feel like I just woke up one day older than I was. Woke up not 16 anymore. And I was like, fuck, am I like not doing anything substantial, and should I do something else? A beauty girl through and through. I will forever be a beauty girl. I want to do more, you know, for anything or anyone, but for myself. I don't want to ever feel stuck. I feel like that's my biggest fear. No, I've never spoken to the camera this long, this serious. I feel like I'm talking to someone. Actually, maybe I'm speaking to myself. Damn, this is such a deep video. But actually, I just want to mention another person I super love online. It's Emma Chamberlain. I feel like in my years of being chronically online, following people, I feel like she really stayed so true to herself, but still elevated her life, her style, her house, girl. She said something and it was I think he asked her, he was you know, I'm so inspired by you, how do you do this? How are you so good at what you do? How have you been doing? Oh my God. And she was I don't know. She's I don't know. I think I'm just so fucking grateful for everything in my life. And when she said that, I was oh my God. I was I had a eureka moment. She forgot about that episode. I was just watching Owen's new podcast, but when I remembered her saying that, I was shit. Okay, I'm missing something with the whole reinvention thought. Let me put my lip because I'm taking forever. Alright, let's do this. Holiday. So anyway, I feel I started to realize a thing I kept skipping when reinventing myself, or just the whole idea of reinvention, was gratitude. Anyway, I'm so unserious right now, but yeah. I think that was the thing that was missing in my, list of what entailed reinvention. And it was gratitude. Gratitude. I don't know how to fucking say gratitude. Gratitude. I don't know why I'm going full glam right now for tennis. I was so focused on what was next. What should I do next? What should I look like next? And what hair and whatever. And I don't know. I feel I forgot to respect what already passed, the past versions of myself, or the process that I had to take to get where I am. And I feel in a way, I took everything for granted, Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. No, I'm just kidding. But deep inside, I'm crying. The biggest lesson here for me that I would love to bestow to my followers, reinvention doesn't need to be a reset, It could just be a continuation of who you are, more of an evolution versus having to erase your whole past self. I was thinking of doing that, I'm starting my music career again, taking it more seriously. But, I was in my head about it so much that I was I'll just delete everything, girl. Let me just delete everything and just start from scratch. Not be Gabs Gibbs, and just be a totally separate person. But you can't run away from yourself, and I like the word respect, you know? Giving credit to your past self, such a positive and great way to go about things in life and in spirit. I don't know. But, yeah. You know, just to quote my favorite Leo queen. Actually, she's not my favorite Leo queen. It's Jennifer Lawrence is my favorite Leo queen. But just to quote Miss Kylie, you know, I think this is the year of like realizing things, which is great. You know, gotta use the brain sometime. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy this incredibly boring makeup tutorial because I'm just going to the gym. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Yeah, goodbye.